For an entire generation, the Saskatchewan agricultural landscape has seen steady, uninterrupted growth, providing a significant buffer against various operational challenges. Year over year, the rising value of acreage provided agricultural operations with an ironclad financial cushion. This reliability shaped human behavior. When weather ruined yields or operating costs spiked, farmers learned they could borrow against their increasing land equity to cover the shortfall. Assuming land values will always climb created a psychological trap, masking serious vulnerabilities in operating cash flows behind the illusion of permanent equity. An anonymous financial analyst we call Deep Root tracks these agricultural balance sheets with obsessive intensity. He sent a warning to Klarenbach Research. The generational safety net has frayed, and a financial reckoning is imminent. In the financial world, a margin call represents a sudden, ruthless demand for proof that an asset's value justifies the debt held against it. This mechanism strips away psychological comfort. It is the moment brutal mathematics overpower human behavior. To see how close we are to that moment, Deeproot provided the specific data on current Saskatchewan acreage. Tracking the relative strength index, Saskatchewan land values hit an extreme peak of 96.22 RSI. The asset is stretched to its absolute historical limit, unable to realistically climb higher. With valuation maxed out, there is zero remaining upward mobility to borrow against. The primary tool farmers use to absorb financial shock, borrowing against rising land equity, has been neutralized by its own success. That exhausted asset is now colliding with a second variable, a massive wave of interest rate resets. As older, cheaper loans expire, they are resetting to modern rates, causing the cost of servicing existing farm debt to spike. Mapping these forces together, a rapidly rising debt cost pushes directly into the rigid ceiling of the asset's value. This intersection is the point of failure. The underlying land asset no longer justifies the debt held against it, triggering the margin call. This crash is the violent, unavoidable collision of an immovable debt reset hitting an exhausted asset bubble. Deeproot's analysis identifies a specific moment where these mathematical stresses become a concrete reality. This convergence, where the bulk of low-interest cycles expire while land values remain pinned at their ceiling, occurs in April 2026. At this juncture, the buffer provided by land equity vanishes, leaving the balance sheet to absorb the full impact of the debt spike. April 2026 begins a period of volatility that effectively ends a 10-year run of stability, meaning past complacency will guarantee future failure. At Klarenbach Research, we focus strictly on what can be controlled. No one can predict the weather or crop yields. The one absolute controllable variable left in this equation is the underlying structure of your balance sheet. Drop the complacency. Adopt Deeproot's analytical mindset and ruthlessly audit the physics of your financial operations immediately. You must prove your operations' viability to yourself today, before the market issues a margin call and forcefully demands it tomorrow.